Welcome back to Sunrise. Well, don't forget to add your comments to that hashtag with Demand Debates now. We'll be glad to hear from you about that one. Well, we're joined now by Mr. Richard Nwankwo. He is a legal practitioner, but now he is of the All Progressive Grand Alliance. He's vying for a seat in the Lagos State House of Assembly. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you very much.
Well, before we get into that, just some housekeeping. Well, Mr. Sunday Money did speak about the former Minister of Power, Professor Barton Naji, that it was sacked, but he himself has called and said, no, I resigned. I was not sacked, Professor Naji says. Just to clarify that. Well, let's get back to you. Now that you ventured into the ring, of course, what have you noticed? Because, I mean, speaking from outside and getting in, people say are two different things. Is that the case from what you've seen so far?
Yes, I must have to admit the fact that the political terrain as it is presently considered is a very strange environment. The reason being that that is the only environment where you see a potpourri of different individual personality makeups. And it appears that that is playing out because I've had the privilege of attending some meetings involving some other political parties outside my own APGA party. And it appears that we still need some level of social engineering to streamline things and then create a very good political environment.
Well, let's get your perspective as well on this matter being talked about, at least for now. It was debated on the floor of the House of Representatives yesterday about the position of the office of the chairman of INEC, about this allegation as to whether he's going to be removed, sacked, or even be allowed to conduct elections. What do you think?
Well, I think, you see, the discussion about probably the controversial debate about the removal of the INEC chair is just like the six blind men and the elephant case. We are seeing varied interpretations of that conduct, varied interpretations of the perception of what should actually be. And we must not take away the fact that the institution that brought him in, the presidency, reserves the right to remove him. And this must be predicated on very strong facts. And I see the outing of the House of Representatives as absolutely cosmetic, and I mean, maybe they are just playing to the gallery. It does not add anything to the political equation. Because the fact remains that even as an individual, if I were to be in the position of the president, given the circumstances and the stories that came out when there was an attempt to do some political gerrymandering as far as the political equation is concerned, the inexplicable allotment of some 30,000 new political units to some other zones and some other a different fraction of that too.
But that wasn't.
No, there was a move. It was stopped. That was stopped, and that attempt, as far as I'm concerned, is enough signal, given the political equation in Nigeria, given the volatility of our political.
Even though they published the basis upon which that was going to be done.
The basis given the timing is radically unacceptable.
All right, let's get to this because we're losing time. Tell us about why are you vying for office in the Lagos State House of Assembly?
Well, I am sure that most people appreciate the fact that I've been an active participant in the human rights community, and I have had the privilege of living and staying in various parts of Lagos. I have also had the sickening privilege of seeing people operating from a very, very grossly disadvantaged position. And I believe that bringing people who are actively involved in the human rights community into the Lagos State House of Assembly will make a difference. The radical examples I will give border on the proliferation of agencies, the LASMA, the CAI. I believe, as an aspirant to this office, that in the first place, that the individual makeup of some of these agencies must reflect the cosmopolitan nature of Lagos. It is unacceptable to create an institution like LASMA and you recruit people from maybe from Lagos State indigenes or indigenes from the entire Southwest, not taking into consideration the fact that Lagos has an avalanche of people from other regions. That should be reflected in whatever laws we are making. And the mode of operation of all these agencies, we see some measure of recklessness on their part. We see people behaving wildly, and I believe that some of these things could be checked. And if you look at the way the Lagos State government, for instance, moves the tax campaign, you find out that whenever some of these laws are made, the laws are skewed in such a way that if you are a businessman in Lagos, you will obviously be embarrassed. I'm giving you some instances now, because if you go to court today, you will find out that there are so many revenue cases that are going on. The agencies will come to court, get an order against the establishment without putting you on notice. You will be in your office, they will storm your office, sell your office, embarrass you, and do away with some of your materials.
Would the courts allow that for you?
What I'm saying is that before you proceed to court, there must be adequate notice. That's the essence of justice. We are talking about constitutional democracy. We must have a level playing field in Lagos. But that is not playing out.
What makes you think you will win?
Well, I believe I have what it takes to win. I have a general appeal. Even long before now, I've had a very strong relationship with most of the organizations, institutions in that area, most of the regional power blocks, so to say. And I have been relating with them. I have had my NGO over the years. We've been doing giving out some free legal services to widows and some of these other institutions in the area. We have been doing a lot with the people. Most of our programs are targeted to assisting those that are disadvantaged.
Let's take a quick break. We'll be back in just a moment. Join us again.